fellow. He was tall, between 6'1" and 6'2". He weighed about 230 pounds. Now, how did he get into Penetaguishene? He stole a car. There was no violence. He opened the car door when it was being filled with gasoline. He undid the seat belt of the driver when she got out. And he got in the car and drove. He had a few accidents. And he went to court, he got bail, he went with his mother and another person to be admitted to the hospital. He stole the car because he had hallucinations. Didn't realize the effect of stealing the car. And when he went to the hospital, the Scarborough Centenary, they said that he hit his mother, but his mother said he didn't. And they wouldn't admit him there, wouldn't admit him, because they said that he was assaulted. And then he was charged with assault as well. He went to court and he was found not criminally responsible. In other words, he shouldn't be held responsible because he didn't appreciate the nature of what he was doing. He was sent to the Whitby Mental Health Center, where he was for about 2 years. And he was then transferred to the hospital in Penetanguishene, where he stayed until he died. He was there for 15 months. He was held in seclusion, in solitary confinement, many, many times. I haven't had a chance to analyze everything, but seclusion meant he was in a locked cell for 23 hours a day. He would be allowed out 1 hour. And 2 hours a week on Monday and Thursday, he would be allowed to go in a yard, a locked yard. And many times he was in restraints. He was in waist to wrist restraints. That means something is around your waist and it's tied to your wrists, and it's difficult to move around. And also on occasion, he had to wear a mask, and sometimes people call it a muzzle, like a dog. Now, while I haven't completely analyzed the amount of time that he was in seclusion, in 2009, the last year, from January to March 14th, when he died, there are 73 days. He was in seclusion at least 55 days. Once for 27 days. and once for 28 days. In 2008, and I only have the first 8 months, he was in seclusion at least 10 times, once for 46 days. The hospital authorities said that there was a concern about his aggressive behavior. Now it seems to me that there should be a better way than keeping someone as a caged animal. Now when we talk about being kept in solitary confinement, when a person is found not criminally responsible, there is a board that reviews their case at least once a year. It's called the Ontario Review Board. But there is a special law if a person's liberty is restricted for 7 days. It has to go to, the hospital is supposed to report to the board, and there should be a hearing. But in this case, the hospital did report to the board. Obviously, the hospital doesn't have the same interpretation as I do. They have one, and I have one, and I'm right. Now, what happened on the day that he died? He was in seclusion. About mid-afternoon, he was taken for his 1 hour in what they call the sunroom. He was in waist to wrist restraints. From what I can gather, there were 4 attendants in the room with him, and it is said that Kulmiye became aggressive. Now remember, he was in restraints, and remember there were 4 attendants in the room, at least. And there was an altercation, and then they gained control of him, at least 4 of them. And what they did is they were going to take him back to his seclusion room. And what they did is they marched him backwards, and one of the attendants was holding him up by the chin. Apparently that is a way to gain control of him. And he was just outside the seclusion room, solitary confinement room. And at that point, it was decided to give him an injection to calm him down.